what does it look like when a society gives up on its most vulnerable population? Perhaps it's when the government is proudly trying to expand its euthanasia regime to include the mentally ill and the homeless. Or perhaps it's when hundreds of thousands of children have to rely on food banks just to stay alive. Or perhaps it looks something like this. The city of Toronto is now handing out free, taxpayer-funded, neatly packaged crystal meth pipes, crack pipes, and drug starter kits to anyone who wants them. Now, these drug starter kits and crystal meth pipes have the City of Toronto branding proudly displayed on them for these addicts to see, along with a cell phone number to call, not to receive treatment, but to receive more, of course. Now, all of this is part of the City of Toronto's broader harm reduction and safe supply strategy. The idea that providing addicts a stronger heroin alternative, along with City of Toronto branded crack pipes to smoke their drugs, is somehow going to reduce harm and actually solve addictions. The truth is, the data is available for anyone to see. These strategies have been a disaster. Since 2016, opioid deaths have taken over 30,000 Canadian lives. But as long as we trust the federal government, as long as we trust the City of Toronto and City of Vancouver, all of this is eventually going to work. We're just not giving it enough time yet. You see, all of this safe supply strategy, although it's been an abject failure, it's just not working yet. It's going to get there eventually. That's what they want us to believe. And watch, anyone who questions the safe supply regime enforced by the federal government and promoted by the federal government, well, this is how the minister responsible responds, in a completely unhinged way.
We cannot allow the Conservatives to take us back to the failed ideology of the past. Even Harper's advisor, Ben Perrin, thinks they're speaking nonsense. So just stop it and save lives.
Now, we've got a bit of a surprise for you coming up on Ratio. We're going to try and investigate this and see what the heck is really going on here. Also, as always, stick around for the Ratio of the Week prize. Drop a like in the video, help us out by subscribing to the True North YouTube channel, and the comment question for the episode is this: have we given up on the most vulnerable people in our society? Let me know in the comments, and let's get into it. It turns out that the City of Toronto, under the guise of harm reduction and safe supply, is now in the business of handing out free taxpayer-funded crystal meth pipes, crack pipes, and even something called a drug starter kit. Now, if you're having trouble understanding how this actually reduces harm, well, you're not alone. On one side, public health officials are putting up a giant green light to drug addicts, encouraging and facilitating harmful drug use by providing them with city-branded drug starter kits and nice shiny new crystal meth pipes. And on the other side, you have what's called safe supply, where public health officials are providing taxpayer-funded hydromorphone, a more potent heroin alternative, which is actually fueling a black market fentanyl trade. So on one side, the city is facilitating drug use, and on the other side, the city is actually giving addicts drugs. Last month, as we discussed before, a National Post investigation blew this safe supply strategy wide open and completely exposed it for having the opposite effect of what the government tells us it is supposed to have. As the government gives addicts hydromorphone, these addicts then take that drug, flip it on the street for a more dangerous fentanyl, which is then causing spikes in overdose deaths. A couple days ago, the National Post followed that story up with a tragic story of a 14-year-old girl who died from an overdose. Her father blames the safe supply regime enforced by the government, which, as Carolyn Bennett always reminds us, saves lives. What happened was this 14-year-old girl got hooked on hydromorphone given to her by other addicts who were receiving that drug from government depots. And then, because of that, she was then hooked on other stronger drugs, and the rest is sadly history. The drug crisis in British Columbia, which is where this 14-year-old girl died, is well documented and well established. Take this video of a sprawling tent city in Kelowna, BC, as evidence that nothing is working here. It's just getting worse. But the focus of today's show is on the City of Toronto. Eileen Davila, the Chief Public Health Officer of the city, recently submitted a proposal to Carolyn Bennett, the Minister of Addictions and Mental Health, and the rest of the federal government, to seek an exemption, which would allow the full decriminalization of hard drugs, any hard drugs in the City of Toronto, of any amount at any age. So take this in. A child could walk around Yonge and Dundas Square with a brick of fentanyl, and the cops wouldn't be allowed to do anything about it. That's what Eileen Davila and the rest of the safe supply, harm reduction drug regime want to try and put into this city. So you know what? We're going to do something different on Ratio today. We're going to go investigate this for ourselves. I'm going to take you with me as I go down to one of these harm reduction facilities, a building hilariously called The Works by the City of Toronto, and see just how easy it is for someone like me to receive a free City of Toronto branded crack pipe and drug starter kit. All right, so we're here at Yonge and Dundas, the heartbeat of Toronto, as some people call it. As some people say, it's where the city comes to life. But actually, if you go one block across, well, it looks a lot like the opposite of life. It looks a lot more like death. Behind me in that building, allegedly, I'll be allowed to receive my free crack pipe, my free crystal meth pipe, drug kits, and whatever. That's what they're giving away to the city for free. So we're gonna head on inside and see what it's like. I'll try and take you with me. I'll be as discreet as possible. I'm here to collect my free drug pipe, my crack pipe. Can I get that here?
You can get that in the other side.
The Works?
This is a clinic.
Okay,
Sorry.
where's The Works?
Over there.
This door right here?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just got to the doctor's office, so I'll tell you that came up.
What's the purpose of here today?
Well, I'm here to collect my free crack pipe, crystal meth pipe.
Okay, well, you're recording.
Yep.
Sure, it seems like that's not the case, so I do have to advise you that's against the policy while you're going.
Oh, okay. I won't record.
Okay, dude, you gotta leave.
Why? I can't record.
You gotta leave. Like I said, you gotta leave.
So I'm not allowed to have a recorder.
Well, you're coming in here, you're causing issues, you're not one of our clients,
No,
you're trespassing now, I'm directing you to leave.
I'm just here to collect my free crack pipe, crystal meth pipe. Can I?
Sir,
Can I not receive that?
Daniel, come here.
It's okay. I'll wait. Don't worry.
Alright,
I'm not here to cause any disturbances.
as I stated to you, you're not supposed to be recording in here, it's against the policy. I'm asking you to leave now. I did advise you that when you initially came in, so you gotta leave, man. You're not complying with the policies and regulations and rules over here, so you gotta leave.
So
or you're coming here trying to cause issues.
Well, I'm
That's
not here to cause
acceptable.
any issues. I'm just here to collect my crack pipe. Didn't I pay for it?
Do you guys are you guys refusing service?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
they're
our
refusing
staff is
service.
service. I need you to leave now, because now you're trespassing, right?
All right, so as you can see there, that they don't want anyone to actually expose what's going on. I came in here trying to record what is taking place inside here. You're not allowed to record. You're not even allowed to voice record. Anyone who wants to go in there and show people what is actually taking place, you're not allowed to do that. I guess they're trying to hide what's taking place inside the public health building. But the truth is, we've already seen the reports. Inside that building, they are handing out free taxpayer-funded crystal meth pipes, crack pipes, naloxone kits, anything else. And the last thing they want is for someone to actually show that. I don't know why. After all, I thought we paid for this stuff. But as you can see here, it's no surprise what is actually taking place. Around this building, it looks like death and destruction, not treatment. And anyone who wants to actually show people what's taking place here, well, they're not going to do that, are they? They don't want to hide. They want to hide this as much as they can. If there's nothing to hide, then why can't I go in and show people what's going on? Two gentlemen there, the Toronto security guards, they were very upset about that fact. They thought that I was trying to cause a disturbance, but simply I wasn't. All I wanted to do was go in, grab my free crack pipe, my crystal meth pipe, and be on my merry way. But no, apparently you're not allowed to do that. And in fact, they are refusing service to certain people. Perhaps certain people that aren't there to receive crack pipes and to smoke crack, but actually to expose them. That's what they're trying to do. So they're hiding this from a taxpayer, regardless of the outcome. Very strange, but there you go. I guess that's what the city is trying to do. They're trying to hide what's taking place inside because they don't want anyone to see the truth of what's going on. So here we are, folks. Despite their best efforts to try and stop me from showing you what's going on inside that building, this public health building, well, here it is. It's true. This is all of the stuff that they are giving to drug addicts. They're giving them crack pipes. They're giving them crystal meth pipes. They're giving them drug starter kits. An entire collection of needles here. Anyone can go in and go pick it up. Except, however, if you're a journalist trying to expose this. That's the last thing they want. They don't want anyone to actually show people what's going on inside these buildings. But luckily, I'm able to show you what they're providing. I'm going to actually show you this when I get inside my car to really look at these items. It's truly insane. But this is what's going on in Toronto. This is what is being described as so-called harm reduction. But really, all you need to do is just look around. There is no harm reduction taking place here. It's just perpetuating addiction. That's what the drug strategy seems to be here. All right, well, I'm back home, and I was going to record the contents of these 3 bags out in my car, but I decided might as well get back and record it with the better lighting. But let's go through what the city of Toronto is giving addicts for free, paid for by all of us taxpayers, in the guise of harm reduction, shall we? How about we start off with the crack pipe? There we go. Nice crack pipe for you. Where do you think addicts are going to put these when they're done using them? Do you think they're going to put them nice and conveniently in the garbage bin away from the public? Obviously not. It goes right back onto the street. That was the crack pipe. We'll do the blue bag next. What's in the blue bag here? You'd think they'd make it easier to actually open. Okay, here we go. Ready? Shall we take a look at what's in the blue bag? Wow, I think this is the crystal meth kit, guys. We've got a wooden stick, some sort of cylindrical tube here, another pipe, some cleaning swabs, and some brass screens. So quite the intricate setup here for what I believe to be a crystal meth kit. But that being said, I really don't even know what I'm looking at here. But let's look at this big black bag, because this one, as I can already tell from the outside, is full of needles. Full of them. Not just one needle, it's full of them. Let's see actually how many. All right, here we go. This is the black bag. Wow, we've got a ton of stuff in here. We've got, what are these? I don't even know what these are. A blue rubber band. And how many needles here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 needles and a bunch of sterilizing pads. Unbelievable. That's what the city is giving to drug addicts. Anyone who wants it, you can get all of this for free, and it's all being paid for by us, and it's all neatly packaged in bright colored packaging with even City of Toronto branding on it. The question is, what does the city actually think is going to happen with all this drug paraphernalia? Do they think it's going to just magically all disappear and go into the garbage? Or do they think that addicts who are on crystal meth and crack are going to leave them out throughout the city? Well, we already know the answer, because all you got to do is look around the city. The city is full of needles. No wonder why. We're giving addicts 5 needles a piece. There's actually really there was no indication that you couldn't keep just getting as much as you wanted. So obviously, what does this create? Well, the public health officers tell us that this creates harm reduction. You tell me what you think this creates. Because all it looks like to me is a great way to keep your drug addiction alive. That's what the city of Toronto is doing, and no one wants you to know about it. All right, we're back just in time to hand out the Ratio of the Week prize. The winner this week, who else could it have gone to, really? The Toronto Blue Jays, after they forced a hostage confession video of one of their pitchers after he dared to share an Instagram story quoting scripture as a reason for Christians to boycott Target. You're not allowed to do that in Canada anymore, as we discussed on Tuesday, and it turns out actually that the Blue Jays got brutally destroyed on Twitter for this. Look at this response, 13.2 thousand comments to only 3,502 likes. I mean, it's just absurd. I don't think we've ever seen that before on this show. Apparently, this hostage-style statement from Anthony Bass was not enough for the Blue Jays. General Manager John Schneider, by the way, is a terrible baseball manager, but that's just a side point, told reporters that Bass's statement is a first step, but not enough. It's not going to be a 15 or 30-second apology and say, okay, I did my part. There's going to be a continued work with the resources we do have to try to show that he's understanding that he made a mistake. Will the Blue Jays be the next boycott? Hey, at Blue Jays, superfan here, what you've done is wrong. The man had an opinion, and you've obviously convinced him to do a 180 on that opinion when the cameras start rolling. This is inauthentic, it's manipulative, and it's un-Canadian. Viva Fry writes, 2 + 2 = 5, I love Big Brother. Humiliating. What type of employer would force their employee to do something like this? It's truly enraging. And all around the sport of baseball, woke ruins everything. Well put. Anthony Bass shouldn't have apologized. There's no reason to apologize for opposing darkness. But the blame should not be on Anthony Bass. The blame should be on Rogers and on the Blue Jays. They have forced their employee to undergo a corporate Marxist struggle session, a hostage confession video for daring to oppose the regime. We have completely lost our minds here in Canada. We're giving out free drug starter kits to addicts. We're giving out free, more potent heroin alternatives. And we're also forcing Christians to apologize for their faith. What has happened to our great country? All right, everyone, that's going to do it for us today on the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Harrison Faulkner, and this is Ratio.